as he prepares for this weekend's race in Thermal, is three-time IndyCar champion, Álex Palou. Álex, thank you for joining us. We're going to jump right in. You won the opening race in St. Petersburg. You had a 6-month layoff. Now you got about 3 weeks for Thermal. Were you worried about anything going into the first race that you now feel confident about your team going into this race?
Hey guys, thank you for having me in the show. I mean, yeah, 2023 and 2024 were amazing for us, winning back-to-back championships, and yeah, you're always worried. The competition keeps getting closer and closer. There were some races that we struggled in the past couple seasons, and St. Pete was one of them. Our first race of the season, we worked really hard for it, and fortunately we started the year with a win. So super happy, very pumped for this weekend at Thermal. Try and see if we can get another win in the season.
Now, Álex, you raced at Thermal last season. It was an exhibition, only 20 laps. You led all 20. This time it's 65 laps and counts for points. Does that experience from a year ago, though, carry over for you coming into this race?
Yeah, I mean, it was, as you said, an exhibition race last year. Very different format. We didn't have any pit stops, any refueling, and that just changes the whole game in our races in IndyCar. This year we have 65 laps. We expect 2 to 3 stops. We still need to see how the tire degradation is going to be. So it's going to be a whole different race. We're going to see a lot of action on pit stops, on the track itself, with lots of passing and different strategies. So we know we have a good car to start. It's going to be fast for sure. I'm expecting to make a couple of changes on the car to try and match the conditions that we're going to have this weekend. But yeah, as I said, the race is going to be a different story, but hopefully we can have the same outcome as 2024.
Álex, for those that don't know, you and I share something in common, both big fans of the greatest football player alive, Patrick Mahomes. He, like you, is a 3-time champion, like you was a 2-time defending champion, and one of the stories all football season was, who is his biggest rival? Is it Josh Allen? Is it Lamar Jackson? All of a sudden, is it Jalen Hurts? Who do you consider your biggest rival?
Yeah, I mean, I respect all the amazing athletes out there in different sports, and Patrick has done a tremendous job on and off the course with his family as well. So I think in IndyCar we have 27 drivers, full-time drivers that do all the championship, and you can always expect different drivers and different teams battling for the championship. So I'm not counting on one specifically. Honestly, I think we need to take it race by race, and there will be, as always, some surprises from some teams or some drivers that we don't expect from the last couple of seasons, but they will be there. So honestly, I'm focused on trying to get that number 10 car in the front as many times as we can, and we're ready to battle any driver in the series.
All right, Álex, I thought you might say something like that. So I'm going to how about let's try this approach then. You can answer either one of these, but I just want to name. Who either do you have the friendliest rivalry with, that when you're seeing them before or after a race, you guys give each other a little bit of hell depending on how one is done? Or do you get the most satisfaction when you finish in front of? I just want to know somebody when I'm watching Sunday that even if we're rooting for you to win, but if you don't win, I want you to finish in front of this guy so you can give him a hard time after.
Honestly, I have to say Scott Dixon, my teammate, he's a 6-time champion, and it's a little bit of both. Like, in one time in a way, you want him to always be up front, but at the same time, he's your biggest rival. Honestly, I'm happy when he wins and I can win, because I can feel that the energy of my team as well, it's up. But it's my biggest rival, honestly. He will always be my biggest rival.
So you mentioned that Scott has 6 championships. You went 1-2 at St. Pete. Scott's 45, sort of closer to the end than the beginning. Is being the face of IndyCar something that you think about?
No, not really. In both of the things, he's older. Obviously, he has more experience. But he's not slowing down, man. So it's going to be tough to beat him. As you said, he just finished 2nd in St. Pete. He was actually leading the race for a long time. And he's still super fast, so he still drives like if he was 25. So it's a little bit of a pain in the ass because he's very good. And then, yeah, we will see what happens.
Alex, the Indy 500 is 2 months away. You finished 5th last year, have yet to win it. Is that a race, though, the one race that you have circled on your calendar every year?
Yeah, so that's our biggest event. That's our Super Bowl. It's inside our championship, but that's our only race that if you win that race, it separates you from the rest. Like you can only win that race in that year, and you're gonna be part of the history books of motorsport worldwide. So I finished close. I finished 2nd, 4th, 5th, but never won it. So that's a target for this year. Try and win it this May. It's tough. It's 500 miles, so it's an endurance race, but goes really fast. We're going 240 miles an hour at the end of the straights, and it's tough. It's tough to win it. So, yeah, I'll be preparing, and hopefully we can fight for the race at the end.
We are trying to get there. We want to do the show from Indy. We know you live there currently. What can we expect if we get there? What's the atmosphere like at that historic track?
That would be great. I mean, the atmosphere from the whole city it's insane. Like everybody that is there lives by racing. They love it. They enjoy it. They come to track at some point, either if it's qualifying week or race week, and you can see like checkered flags everywhere. Airport, every restaurant, homes, like you can see it everywhere. So you'll see an amazing atmosphere. Everybody normally is quite happy. The weather is great, and hopefully we can have a great show for everybody.
Alex, before you go, I mentioned, you know, your affinity or fandom of Patrick Mahomes. He's been very open. Like there is in football, there is a very clear greatest player ever. It's Tom Brady, and he's chasing Tom Brady. You mentioned your respect for your teammate Scott Dixon, who's a legend, but I'm talking kind of more from a historic perspective. Is there someone you look to that's not an active driver, someone from the past, one of the legends of the past, that you say, you know, I've won 3 and 4 years, I'm chasing this guy. I look at this guy as the greatest from the past, and he's the person I'm trying to run down? Honestly,
there's amazing drivers that have been here in IndyCar and have done tremendous in the past, like Andretti, AJ Foyt. But honestly, I feel like there's Dario Franchitti, which won 3 championships in a row, and we're trying to chase that this year. But overall, as a career, what I look up the most is Scott Dixon, my teammate. Basically, because he's done it in 2 different eras, like 20 years ago when he started, and now. And racing has changed a lot. I think the competitiveness nowadays it's a lot closer. All the teams, all the drivers are a lot closer. And for him to be able to do that so long and have won, as of now, 6 championships, it's truly amazing. So that's the guy I'm looking for. That's the guy I'm trying to chase. And hopefully in some years we can have such a career like him.
Great teammate. I feel like you guys could learn something from this. Absolutely a great teammate. Alex, thank you very much. Sure. Thermal is Sunday at 3 on Fox. We've got practice today on FS1. Good luck this weekend.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.